nice little bruise on your bicep there.
It's because I'm a fucking warrior, bro.
No, you're a worrier.
I'm not a warrior. You're a worrier. I'm a warrior.
I'm a worrier?
Yeah.
How do I become a warrior?
You sound worried, right?
How do I become
So just stop that for starters.
How do I become a warrior, not a worrier?
Bro, gotta change your mindset.
That means I'm moving. I made a few mistakes, but I'm improving. I'm human, but I've been making daily resolutions. I got to. You might do it different, but I'm not you.
Hey, Mark.
I'm self-made. I'm
Hey, Mark.
doing things that
Hey,
I was
Mark.
never taught.
Hey, Mark.
Hey, Mark.
Hey, what's up? Welcome to another episode of Hey Mark, the podcast where I, Mark, get to have open and authentic conversations about the things that suck, the things that we don't want to talk about, the things in life that we're struggling or trying to overcome. You know, at the end of the day, the reason I'm trying to do all this is because I want to open up conversations around topics that might be stigmatized or things that we're uncomfortable talking about, things that we're suffering with in silence. So, without further ado, I have one simple question for you. When you woke up this morning and you kind of jumped into your day and you embraced the world, were you a worrier or were you a warrior? And the reason I say that, the reason that kind of relates to mental health or self-development is because, you know, when you're dealing with something like depression or anxiety or, you know, maybe post-traumatic stress disorder, when you're dealing with something like OCD, when you're dealing with anything like that, or even when you're not dealing with any mental health issues, maybe if you're just struggling in life or you're in a hard place, maybe you've, you know, just been down and out recently, no matter what the situation is, sometimes your life can just fucking, you know, feel like a war zone. You know, every single day you're getting up and you're like, fuck, okay, I gotta do this shit today. I have all this stuff to do. Or maybe you're thinking about one big problem that's kind of looming over you. Maybe it's something that you know, haven't bothered putting any effort in or putting attention to because you're just kind of ignoring it. Maybe like taxes, it's tax season right now. Or maybe you have something that went on in your life that was really traumatic that you're just trying to block out. Or like I said, maybe you're suffering from, you know, depression or anxiety or any mental illness, really, maybe addiction, whatever it could be. And so when that happens to us, we get into, you know, almost like a fight or flight mode. And that's why I asked the question, are you a worrier or are you a warrior? Are you a worrier? You know, first off, what is a worrier? What constitutes that? A worrier is someone who gets paralyzed. They stop moving. They don't make any decisions. They're stuck analyzing everything. You know, you always hear that saying, analysis paralysis by analysis, when you're just not taking action. Maybe a problem in your life or something that you're going through stops you dead in your tracks and you spend your entire efforts on just thinking about it. Oh, what if I make a mistake when I act on it this way? Or maybe I'll just leave it alone and it'll settle itself out. And you're stuck sitting there worrying, not taking any action whatsoever. And that problem sits in the background and builds up. Or you try and go about your life without dealing with it. And then it comes back into your life in a bigger situation at a larger scale. And at that point, you can't do anything other than worry. And you're kind of stuck in a little rabbit hole there. And, you know, these are the types of, you know, traits you might take on if you start to think that, you know, you don't have any power over your situation. If you start to think that you're in your situation, you know, not by your own actions, which obviously that happens sometimes, or yeah, essentially you just don't see that you could have power over the solution or, you know, change the way that you're sitting in that position. That's a worrier. Someone that is, you know, admitting to themselves, even though if it's not true, they're telling themselves, basically convincing themselves or selling themselves on the fact that they're stuck in a situation or that they might not have the right answer or they're just not acting. And so what's a warrior? A warrior is someone that, you know, anticipates hardship. They know they're going to struggle. And so they go about their life in a sense that, you know, I'm going to make myself stronger. I'm going to try and get better armor if I'm not physically fit. Maybe I'll protect myself. You know, I'm going to make myself faster so I can run away. We talk about all these physical traits of a warrior, right? But what I'm trying to talk about is the mindset of a warrior, of, waking up every day anticipating, you know what, life is going to throw some hardships at me. It might not be a physical altercation every single day. It could be, but it probably isn't most likely. I don't know many people that get into fights every day. But a warrior is someone that, anticipates that there's going to be hardship. They think ahead. They're going to say, how do I make myself stronger so that any opposition that I have, any, adversary or any struggle, it doesn't even have to be a person, any struggle that I'm going to deal with, I'm going to make myself stronger or faster or more formidable, strengthen my foundation so that when I, find myself in these situations, I don't have to be a quote unquote worrier, and I can just act the best way I know how to act. And if it's not the right way, then I'll improvise from there. I'll adapt to whatever situation I'm in, and I'm just going to keep moving forward. And that's the important part. That's the part I want to highlight the most, is a warrior, a mental health warrior or a physical warrior who fights people is always having the intention of continuing on. I'm going to do whatever it takes to continue on going so I can stay in this fight, right? And so when we talk about mental health being a war zone, and that's how I like to relate to it. The reason I like to say a war, obviously I don't like war. I'm not a big advocate for war, but what is war, right? Obviously it's a situation where there's multiple battles going on, right? And they're all going to accumulate to, I guess, a verdict or a response or some sort of a situation, right? It's going to change the situation up. And so that's kind of what, struggling with mental health or battling through problems like that is like, because every day is going to be a new battle, right? And so you're not going to fucking win every single battle. You're not going to go into every single battle and just absolutely dominate the enemy, whether it's a person, a thing, a situation, or a struggle. Maybe it's going to be yourself. Sometimes you're just battling yourself. And so you're not going to win every single battle, but that doesn't mean that you're still not in the fight, right? Every single day when you wake up, you breathe your first breath, you step out of bed, that's a new battle, right? So you could have lost yesterday, but the war's not over. You lost that battle, but you're still in the fight. So that's why I like to relate it to war, because, some days you are gonna lose. Sometimes it's just gonna be shitty. You're gonna have to soak it up and then wake up the next day ready for war, cut your losses, but also remember the battles that you've won and use those for inspiration. Use those for a reminder, the sense that, it's a possibility for me to win. It's a possibility for me to go out and absolutely dominate at whatever I want to do. And so that's why, like I said, every single day is like a war zone, because you're waking up and, maybe you are someone that, is similar to how I grew up, where you dealt with depression at a young age, and every single day is like, fuck, I just got to make it through this day. You're in a battle. And so that's why it comes down to, are you going to be a warrior, and are you just going to sit there and complain about the problem, or try and ignore the problem, or try and, pass the responsibility off to somebody else? Well, maybe my situation would be better if so-and-so just held their end of the bargain, or whatever it could be. Are you going to be a warrior and pass off that responsibility and not think that you can change your situation at all? Or are you going to make that mindset shift, and are you going to think of yourself as a warrior? Someone that, I might not be the strongest person here, but I'm going to do what I can do to make myself more formidable. Maybe I'm weak in this area of my life, and, a situation or a hardship or a person might be able to expose that weakness, and it's going to result in some losses for me. And so you want to try and expose those weaknesses before, anticipate that you're going to have hardships, and then get yourself stronger, right? And so the other reason I like to say this, and this is going to be the last kind of analogy I use, the reason that I would say it's a war zone, or you're a soldier or you're a warrior, is because warriors and soldiers are typically participating in a military, in an army. And so that's going to show you one of two things. The first one is you're not alone, right? There's so many other people that are fighting the same battle as you. You can call them comrades, you can call them teammates, you can call them friends, best friends, your loved ones. And so these are going to be the people that, they're suffering as well. They're fighting in their own battles, and maybe you'll be able to assist each other, make up for each other's weaknesses, or be able to expose each other's weaknesses so that you can help each other grow. And it's going to show you that camaraderie, and helping other people is going to be an investment, not only in them because they might help you later, but it's an investment in yourself because, if you're showing somebody how to do something, then that's helping you master the same skill. And so that camaraderie not only sharpens other people's swords, but yours as well. And so when you're losing in a fight, then maybe that person could help you out, maybe you could help them out, and that in turn will help you just master that skill so that you can apply it in your own life. It's kind of a chain reaction or a butterfly effect. And then the other side of it is, knowing that other people are going to be there to support you is a nice feeling, but you can't expect them to fight that fight or be your hero every single time. Of course, there's people in your life that are going to help you out. Your best friends, your family members, doctors, counselors, teachers, coaches, maybe just coworkers, friends, siblings, grandparents. Like, there's a long laundry list. It could go on forever of people that are going to be willing to help you, that want to help you fight. They're fighting the same battles as you, or they fought them in the past. But in the end of the day, the reality is nobody's going to be your hero. Nobody's going to save you from a battle. Nobody's going to save you from, losing or struggling or suffering or hurting. You have to be able to, kind of take a step back and realize you won't be able to help other people until you help yourself, until you save yourself. You have to be your own hero. And so, of course, there's going to be people out there that want to help you, but you also have to be formidable yourself. And that's a reminder, if you want to be a supporter for other people, you have to be able to support yourself first. Because if you step away from what needs your attention to give somebody else your attention, then you're going to start losing battles in your own life. And so only when you're dominating your own life problems or your own life battles are you going to be able to help other people on their forefronts as well. So, I'm curious to hear what you guys think of this. It came up in conversation recently, and it was something that I wanted to chat about because, sometimes when someone's in a tough situation or they're in a jam, you don't want to give them that, quote unquote, honest, hard truth or that blunt truth and ask them like, man, you're just fucking worrying about this. Like, you need to be a warrior and fucking attack your problems. But these are the types of things that I think that we need to remind each other of. So it sounds harsh, but in my eyes, it's uplifting because when you're the warrior, you hold the power, you hold the control. You might be stuck in a situation, but it's empowering to know I can impact this. And it might take a while. I might lose some battles along the way. I might get injured. I might get hurt. I might get discouraged. I might see some shit happen to some of my friends that makes me want to quit this fight as well. But maybe I can do something today that will build up tomorrow, and then I can continue it tomorrow and I can build from there. And it's empowering to know that you have the ability to change your situation. You're not just stuck wherever you are. You might not be the reason why you're in your struggles. That being said, you have the fucking power to change your situation. You have the ability if you are determined, if you're gritty, if you're, disciplined and you're willing to push forward even when it sucks, and have faith even when you don't think that you can keep going. Have faith that you'll have the strength to keep going in the future. Tomorrow is a new day. You'll wake up rested and you'll be able to attack it from a new perspective. That's all I got. I'm excited to hear what you guys think of it. So if you're watching the YouTube video of this, or bro, I'm gonna get copyrighted infringed for that. Fuck. So if you're watching the YouTube version of this, drop a comment below. Tell me what you think. Is this a funny way to look at it? Do you have a better way of looking at it? Let me know. If you're watching, or listening to the podcast version of this, then, leave it in an Apple review if you're listening on Apple Podcasts, or go drop a comment somewhere else. Follow me on Instagram @Mark D. Henriksen. But that's it. That's all I got going on. So if you have any questions, comments, concerns, this is another little reminder. You can send me a little video, or like I said, you can comment on any of these little clips if you have the ability to comment right now. Let me know a question. Let me know a comment. Let me know any concerns you have about the podcast, and I'll make an episode out of it. I will feature you if you like to, or I can keep it anonymous, whatever it is. But I'm here to just answer your questions and start these conversations. So, that being said, be a warrior today. Choose to have the power to change your situation. Go out and have the best day, the best week, the best month, and the best year of your life right now. Whatever you're going through, you're not alone. Thank you so much for the support in my journey. Much love and peace out.